This poison. I'm never gonna get it. I'm a hazard to myself. Now we're pretending that this is the beginning. That way we have a cool intro. And then we're pressing this stop on the recording and we're choosing the Chrome. That way you don't have to see the behind the scene. Oh, you're basically seeing the behind the scene. Okay. Don't blink. It's your boy. Welcome to the show. You can basically see what is gonna be the video, but you had a thumbnail, right? So you already know. Screenshot, baby. So yeah. So I think tomorrow is Halloween. I have a costume picked out. We have content planned out for Halloween, and I was doing a video called "Plan for Halloween 2024." And I was like, "Yo, it would be cool to check out what is Halloween." Because believe it or not, I'm 31 years old. I know I look 45, but I am 31. And you know what? A little sip of the good old monster before we even start. I have a tendency to bite my nails. There you go. Na zdrowia. I was thinking, like, everybody's so focused on their costume. And I look like a slut. I look so good. I have this $1 million costume. I have this original costume. And if we're putting a lot of effort in the costume, right? But once again, I'm 31 years old. I have this history. Because I have this history, I'm interested in history. So we're gonna be checking the story of Halloween, the history of Halloween, and I will start. Before we start, I want to leave you guys with the word of my cashier today, as we bought this Red Bull. It doesn't seem planned, but it was. She said, "Okay, boomer." Not sure what kind of lingo this is, but let's read, boomers. What is Halloween? It all about the holiday origin and tradition. Shout out to Blair Donovan, my girl, I don't know, in the country living. Oh, heck yeah. This article was written. Oh, I don't know what it was written, but it was an update a week ago. So, without further ado, jump to what is the meaning of Halloween, when is Halloween, and what is the true story behind it. Then we're gonna pig in. Oh, I'm gonna skip this. You guys want to get into religion? I don't know. I think we're gonna be skipping the religious part because I think it's a bit too controversial for Halloween. If it was for Easter, I'd be down to have a talk about religion because it's religious already did. The countdown is officially on to Halloween. Now it's time to start planning your costume, having your Halloween party. Oops. But in the flurry of last minute activity, you might be wondering what exactly is Halloween and why do we celebrate it every year? And well, that's why I'm reading the article. Crazy. We've done the research to give you the details on one of our favorite holidays and what goes into on its history's timeline. Where did the festival tied to it come from? Is it dark or evil? Does it have anything to do with Christianity? My apologies. And we answer all those questions and more. Read on for the why behind our fun Halloween party game and spooky treats this season. Now it's time to get all of those answer about what Halloween is and why we celebrate it before Thanksgiving and Christmas sneak up on us. Okay, so what is the meaning of Halloween? That's what we're looking for. The current English name Halloween traces from back to medieval Christianity. Also, it's very Christianity. We might be reading it. Why not? The word hallow is derived from the Middle and Old English word for holy. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. As a noun, it can also mean saint. Nuh-uh. In those days, the Christian holiday we know as All Saint Day was called All Hallow Day. There's a movie called All Hallow He, which is kind of cool. And the day before, no, when the evening mass was All Hallow Eve. That's a horror movie. Nuh-uh. That name eventually got shortened to Halloween. A bit less interesting, but oh, Batman, cute costume, dude. That's so rude. That is so rude. She's a girl. That is so rude. When is Halloween and what is the true story behind it? Every year it's held on October 21st for two reasons, a pagan one and a Christian one. Ooh. I think I'm gonna, I wasn't gonna read the religious part, but seeing how it's very religious in the beginning, I think we're not gonna be able to avoid it. And the reason why I want to avoid it is because this is Yes, this is a okay. So let's take out the Ing Vendetta character and let's put in Ink Stefan, which is me. Oh, hello. So the reason why we're doing that is because I want it to be instructional, right? I think it's a cool holiday. I really like Halloween, right? I wanted to do a video where we understand the reason why we're doing the Halloween. I want to because I never asked myself that as a kid. As a kid, I was like, "Yo, I get to get free candy, bro." And again, as an ADHD kid, I didn't really care about the reason why I got free candy. And then I got older, and I was like, "Okay, well, Halloween's for kid." And now, as a content creator, this is last year we made a costume. This year we're gonna make the whole Halloween thing because again, the story, the goal of the channel, the whole goal behind Ing Vendetta is growth. It is a normal person. It is a day-to-day life. That's what it is, right? So I was doing this to be instructional, but the reason why I'm doing it as Ink is I believe that Halloween is not really for kids. It has very differently a different reason for teen and for kids for sure. However, I believe that it's a even if some people will call it a freaking commercial holiday. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. And you see me in Nature Corn giving shout outs to people that are decorating for Halloween because this was something that mattered to me as a child. And I'm sure that if it mattered to me as a child, it'll matter to other people as their kids, right? And once again, long story short, I want to avoid the religion because religion. Okay. There's a reason why you don't hear me talk about religion and about politics. Those are two big no-nos because those are two places where you're like, hey, you have to choose a side, you know? And I'm a kind of guy I never choose sides. I'd rather be informed. And then you know what? For example, right? You have this candidate for presidency in politics, and you're not necessarily voting for the party, but you're voting for the candidate itself. That's the way it is. I don't like Justin Trudeau, right? Does that mean I don't like liberals? No. It does mean that I don't like Justin Trudeau. I like Polyev. Does that mean I like the conservative? No. Right? That's what I'm thinking. So the religious aspect, I don't want a video that's supposed to be fun to be a source of controversy. I don't want a video that is supposed to be fun to be a place where people fight, right? Anywho, back in the character, back in the story, back in the videos. Thank you for listening to this TED Talk. So we're back, and didn't want to do it religion, but if we have to do it, let's do it, right? What is Halloween, and what is the true story behind it? Every year it's held on October 31st for two reasons. A pagan one. I already read that though. The ancient Gaelic. Gaelic is a kind of like a Norwegian, not I was gonna say Norwegian, but kind of like the Viking, I guess. Festival of Samhain, which occurred on November 1st. They kicked off the evening before, so technically this. And Halloween for me is when the sun goes down, the stars comes out, the universe is never be the same. I'm glad you came, you cast a spell on me. I don't know who sings that, but hey, rock and roll, baby. Which occurred on November 1st, but kicked off the evening before. That is the earliest known root of our secular. Whoa, big word, baby, big word. Blair. The Halloween tradition marked a pivotal time of years when seasons change. But more importantly, observers also believe the boundaries between this world and the next became especially thin, enabling them to connect with the dead. This is also the history of Halloween gained its haunted connotation. Kinda cool. Because it's kind of cool because it's such a the old holiday, and it's not only about understanding the coming from, is how did it evolve, you know? How did something that started as an egg became a chicken? Well, it was a chick. It was a chick before. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna read. Ooh, okay, 6:47 a.m. Ooh, I thought I was missing space on the phone. Became especially thin, especially them connected with the dead. This is also where the history of Halloween gained its haunted connotation. Dum, 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 dum. To me, this is the Halloween movie. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know what I'm humming, then you're a gangster. If you don't know, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Because we're checking if we're still uploading to YouTube. If I'm still uploading to YouTube, the good thing is I'll be able to. If I'm still uploading to YouTube, I'll be able to. Never mind. It's not important. The more you upload to YouTube at the same time, the more time it takes. So the real trick, you upload a little bit after a little bit. The etymology of the name suggests Halloween has Christian roots too. Celebration of Christian martyr and saints date back to 4th century Rome in the early 7th century. Wow. Pope Boniface IV. I say it with the Italian accent because it's in Rome, Italy. Put All Saint Day on the calendar when he dedicated the Pantheon in Rome to the saint. The day was May 13. In the next century, Pope Gregory III changed the day to November 1st when he dedicated a chapel in St. Peter Basilica to the saint. Yet another century later, Pope Gregory IV added All Saints' Day to the universal, my apologies, Christian calendars, officially extending the celebration from Rome to churches everywhere. Cool. With the Christian celebration of All Saint Day on November 1st came All Hallow Eve or Halloween. I didn't know about the Hallow Eve. As well as All Soul Day on November 2, a Chile holiday collectively called Hallowtide. That is so cool. Is Halloween a pagan holiday or Christian a religious holiday? Through largely a secular celebration today. Halloween has both Christian and pagan roots. During the Middle Age, as the Christian Rome holiday of All Saints' Day spread to other Christianized area, Hallowtide tradition merged with local culture in Celtic region. It's kind of cool because I didn't know. I knew it was old, but I didn't know. For example, if you can trace back the Christmas. To me, I was born a long time ago. To me, the holidays are still gonna be the classic. So the New Year, the New Year, Easter, pretty much Halloween and Christmas. That's all I cared about. There's a lot more, like the St. Patty's Day. That's not old. Valentine's Day. That's not old. Thanksgiving. That's pretty much old. That's old though. That's older. Not as old as Halloween though. Through largely a secular celebration today, known as both Christian and pagan root during the Middle Age that we read, Altai tradition merged with local culture in Celtic region. Celtic, again, super important in the Viking mythology. That fully celebrates Samhain, the local Christian Halloween tradition that aroused include jack-o'-lantern, bonfire, and costume. Okay, so it was always like that. Did these local Christian Halloween costume evolve from older pagan tradition? Most scholars agree that it did. True Catholic sources dispute the notion as lacking historic evidence. As the heart of the controversy is the fact that the ancient cell did not leave written record. Shit. No, that's you know what? One of the worst thing in history, and I'll be honest, I won't change my mind about this. One of the worst thing that you can do in history. There's so many dictator that took book of history and destroyed them. Which, in my book, is a crime against humanity because you're taking something that is supposed to be religious, and you're like, "Fuck you! This is not religious." So this is a big deal for me. Where were we? In costume, okay? I agree. Yeah. So I agree that they did researchers put the notion as lacking historic evidence. Okay. And the harder controversy is the fact that the ancient cell did not leave written record. True, we do have folklore, story passed down by word of mouth. This is not. Yeah, I understand. It's something, but it's nothing because you cannot say it's a situation of he said, she said. If somebody says A, and for 100 years it's A, and then somebody says no, it was B all along, then you're like, okay, well, what is it? My apologies. I burble up. I'm sorry. And the art of the controversy is the fact that the ancient Celt did not leave written record. Okay, true, we do have folklore, artifacts such as a 1st century BC, I don't know what that is, bronze calendar found in France that reference Samhain. True, folklore study provide context about Samhain for the layer person. I don't know Samhain. Ooh, scholar Carl Roland Emmerich put it, and that's it around reading folklore journal from the 1800s. It can be difficult to wrap your head around. Well, I'm reading this and I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. Okay, sorry about this. You saw me stress. We just did. So basically, long story short, I'm not gonna divert from the conversation too much. But what we do is, we upload a large amount of videos every day. And what happened is YouTube, for example, if you're uploading one video, we'll focus on one video. If you're uploading 4 video, then your internet will be, or your speed of upload will be divided by 4. I upload around 20 videos every single day. So right now we're uploading 4 videos, which should take us about 30 to 40 minutes, right? We're gonna be able to focus on making content, and after that we'll do something else, no problem. Anywho, to writing about the pagan roots of jack-o'-lantern, I don't know. To me, I don't know if because I was born Christian, or I was baptized. I don't know if I don't even know if I'm Christian or Catholic. I think I'm Christian. But pagan always had this negative connotation, you know? I don't know why. We've evolved into an Irish Christian Halloween costume. Rick explained, the scholar, we arrive at imagine telling people I'm a scholar. That's kind of cool, dude. We arrive at this conclusion not by hard evidence, like a written record, because the inhabitant of Britain did not record things in writing during the pre-Christian era. Also, it's one thing to not have. It's one thing to not have, and I understand why. One of the biggest tragedy in the history, in my opinion, is farmers didn't know how to write. So a large amount of the population didn't know how to write, and because the large amount of population didn't know how to write, there was nobody to keep a journal. You know, for example, I'm gonna go extremely controversial. Anne Frank wrote a journal about Nazi Germany. Is it a great book? No, it's horrible. It's sad. It's sad. It breaks your heart. However, if it wasn't for Anne Frank, we would have so much less information or idea of how it really was. So thank God she wrote a journal. But if you were back in Catholic, or if you were back in medieval, she couldn't write. Fuck Anne Frank. No journal. See, it's sad. And we have this conclusion by hard evidence, like a written record. Okay, we assume the pagan origin of folk costume like jack-o'-lantern by analyzing them within the context and framework in which they're presented into the folklore and the larger folk culture. Oh, look at the poppy. Why do we trick or treat for candy and wear a costume on Halloween? An early precursor to trick or treating needs to be souling. Imagine of going door to door asking for soul cake. Wow. A treat similar to biscuit. You're trained for prayer for the dead in purgatory. Wow. So kind of like you're doing a good deed and it helps the dead that you care about. Soul cake originated as part of the All Soul Day holidays on November 2nd. Tradition also involved dressing up, as we see in one recollecting of souling in England, published in 1886, that describes children in fantastic costume. That is so sweet. The Scottish practice of guising, a secularized version of souling, swap the prayer for trick. The costume evolved too, taking a scary turn when young Scottish and Irish prankster got the idea to spook unsuspecting neighbor. Get for the trick or treats. Kinda cool, I'm not gonna lie. Usually this evolved to a tradition of trick or treating in the United States. So either you give me treats or I trick you. The candy grabbing concept became mainstream in the early to mid 1900s, during which families would provide treats to children in the hope that they would be immune to any holiday prank. That is so cool. On the carving, look at this. How much you want to bet? Okay, how much you want to bet that my guy over here, if you look at the picture correctly, you can see a watch. How much you want to bet that my guy was a picture taking the same fucking morning that you put in black and white? Come on, dude. Who am I? Dumb? How did Halloween start in America? I'm Canadian, so don't really care, but hey, why not? Our cousin from the South. The Halloween holiday remained popular in America today, but actually almost didn't make it across the Atlantic. The Puritans were disapproving of the holiday pagans' roots, so they did not take part. The American colonial Halloween celebration that did take place featured large public parties to commemorate the upcoming harvest, tell ghost stories, sing, and dance. It was not until the second half of the 19th century, as Irish and Scottish immigrants began to arrive in America, we remember that the holiday took hold as part of the national zeitgeist. If you want to look at a good documentary, Zeitgeist. It is estimated that by the early 20th century, Halloween was celebrated across North America by the majority of candy-loving, costume-wearing people. Sound like an insult almost. Oh, the broom, look at it, it's so cute. The way to carve pumpkin and engage in other tradition are on Halloween. The early pagan holiday of Samhain, I don't know who that is, involved a lot of ritualistic ceremony to connect the spirit. as the Celts were polytheistic. While there isn't a lot of detail known about the celebration, many believe the Celts celebrated in costume. Granted, they were likely as simple as animal-eyed. The normal Monday gear, the the normal Monday wear. As the guys against ghosts lit jack-o'-lantern and enjoyed special feasts. Nice. And my Christianity took over as the pagan undertone. Christianity took over. That's crazy, the colonization. And the holidays were lessened. The Irish costume. Stop with the freaking. When I turned to ward away evil spirit, came to have a Christian theme allegory. Allegory, dude. That's it. A character named Stinky Jack outsmarted the devil and avoids hell. By a sinful dealing, keep his soul out of heaven, and his soul roam the earth, lighting his path with an amber held and a carved radish. To Christianize the ghostly element of the story called the blur boundary between the living and dead on the night leading into Samhain, which is jack-o'-lantern. Other mythical ritual of earlier time evolved into more light-hearted fun in game. For example, the somewhat heavy concept of connecting to the dead was replaced with the more light-hearted idea of telling the future. Bobbing for apples, for example, became popular as fortune-telling game on All Hallow Eve. Apple would be selected. Apple would be selected to represent all of woman's suitor. The guy, Apple, she ended up biting into would supposedly represent her future husband. Nuh-uh. In fact, Halloween previously posed a huge, albeit rather suspicious, matchmaking opportunity for a young woman. I doubt it. Dude, this is Halloween. You gotta find your future husband, bro. I love that. Usually buy or do it yourself your Halloween costume. And you can click and this is so cool because this is a way of you have a lot of reading. You know what? Let's wake you up. Let's make you entertain. Let's make you involve in this. So I think it's a really cool way of doing things. Let's see how much we have to read. Nothing. How hell did it get? Oh no, and us the place. The sun comes out. Hey, chill. Come on, bro. Another popular All Hallow Eve ritual was mirror gazing. People hope to catch a vision of the future by looking into the mirror. These are also report of future cookie like fiver being given out during earlier time. People wrote message on piece of paper and milk, and their notes were then folded and placed into the walnut shell. The shell would be heated over a fire, causing the milk to brown just enough for the message to magically appear on the paper for the recipient. That's kind of cool. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The description of Halloween. So because you stayed through a 23 minutes video, I'm gonna give you guys a surprise. The costume of tomorrow is Ash Ketchum, Pokemon Legend Master. But because we're kind of fat, we're gonna be Fat Ash. So yo, dude, this guy is screaming my heads off. What the fuck?